Alright. Two things I have to say. Well, actually, a lot more than two things I have to say, but to start. I was friends with Legate Shatner before I ever met you. So first of all, I want to establish that he is my friend, and I have found him to be a good fellow. And so I disagree with you immediately on that. However, that's something I don't want to debate about, because debating about the goodness of your friends with an enemy is bound to go nowhere. So, with the friend's enemy. The fact is, secondly, whatever you guys are fighting about, whether it's the insane clown posse or the, I don't even know about, I don't know what started it, I don't know what fueled it, but whatever it is, either stop it or leave me out of it. Third thing, out of the two things I had to tell you, I can't resist a debate, so, I guess I'm going to just, since I don't know your political affiliation or anything yet, I'm basically, by all definitions, a Democrat. Pro-choice, even though I would choose life, pro-gay marriage, pro-universal healthcare, against the war, very against the war. I think it should end immediately. Troops pull out now. Get it done with. But get the UN involved. Really big on UN involvement. I think that we need to go to Darfur, because, like, WTF, we were able to let, we weren't gonna let the Nazis take over Europe, but we're gonna let the Sudanese government basically commission the Janjaweed militia to kill their own civilians, because the Janjaweed are wearing government uniforms, and they're following government, like, fighter planes after they bomb cities. Then the Janjaweed come in and, like, rape all the women and stuff. It's awful. So I think we need to get in there as soon as possible, because if we didn't let the Jews die, we shouldn't let the Sudanese die. And, not that that's funny, it's not funny, I got really intense for a moment, and now I'm back level. I'm against discrimination of any kind, except maybe skill level and intelligence, maybe, but honestly, I don't know about that either. But basically, I'm against, like, outrageous discrimination, and, like, what do you call it? I don't know where I was going with that. But, like, okay, and, I'm against the national ID cards that they're talking about. I'm against Sarah Palin. I'm against John McCain being president for, like, 3 months and then going on to the next world to leave her in his stead. Very against that. I'm pro spoons. I like spoons. They're great. They're friendly. They're the friendliest utensil in more ways than one. I like communists. I'm not afraid to say it either. I love the communists. Not Stalin. He was an asshole. A big asshole. He hurt his communist citizens. He hurt them by being an asshole. And those good communists were hurt. And I am against hurt. So I love communists, and I actually think communism is as an idea, it's the best idea. Or maybe, liberal socialism, actually. Right to private property, but basically the same principles as communism, universal healthcare. And, yeah. And, I think George Bush is a dictator. Actually, no. George Bush really wasn't much of an asshole. He was just a puppet. Dick Cheney is the one you have to watch out for, and he really is a dick, and I can say that without people taking me to court about it. 'Cause he is a dick. That Dick Cheney. But, yeah. He's the spawn of Satan. Sorry, okay, I'm actually sounding like a Palin fan there. Kind of. 'Cause, they're like, Obama's a terrorist! And he's not. And, the woman who was like, I have read about him, and Obama is an Arab, and First of all, what's wrong with being an Arab? Second of all, he's not an Arab. And that woman is on drugs. Alright, so those are my views, basically. Now I'm gonna move on to the Irish. Okay, the fact is, if you're Irish, you're automatically put into the position of being one of the cutest human beings on the planet. And the fact is, you can be a drinker, smoker, and a cusser, and still be ridiculously cute. I mean, look at, okay, never mind, I can't think of an example, but the fact is, like, okay, take an old man. An old man can be a smoker and a drinker and a cusser, and he can be like, fuckity fuckity fuck. But he's all wrinkly and old, and he has a cute little old wavering voice, and the fact is, even though he cusses and drinks and smokes, he is still cute. So, and, see, I don't have the luxury of being Irish, Mr. Converse fool. I'm Austrian English. And, the only influential person I can think of, who came from Austria was Hitler, who is not cute, to say the very least. And the other half of me is English, and throughout history the English have been assholes with imperialism, with, like, all of those historical wars with, like, France and all of those, all that stuff, and raping the Irish up the bumhole. You should be mad at me already. I mean, my people raped your people up the bumhole, Mr. Converse. How can you accept that? But the English have gotten way cooler in recent years. It's like they passed the asshole buck to the Americans. Disclaimer, the Americans are not actually assholes. I don't know why I put the disclaimer at the end of that statement of all statements. But anyway, so, yeah, the English are awesome nowadays, but, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. This turned out to be way longer than I thought, but, yeah. Let's duel.